Yes, I'm Generation X. We're the generation sandwiched between the highly productive baby boomer generation and the ultra tech savvy millennials. However, what is often forgot about us is that Generation X was also once known as the slacker generation. And while many of us have grown up over the last decade or so, there is this looming problem that many Gen Xers have not properly prepared for the oncoming retirement age that we are rapidly heading towards. Right now, it's not a pressing problem because we're just getting over COVID and we're still dealing with the millennials and their student loan debt, and we're going to have inflation pretty soon and all of these other issues that are going on with finances. But Generation X, being that kind of lost generation sandwiched between these two big ones, may be a problem in the future if it's not looked at sooner than later. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling with Finance. This is a YouTube channel for people who have wrestled with finance in the past and look to do better with it in the future. So this video, we are going to be helping you guys out with a little bit of personal finance strategy. But before we get to that, this being YouTube, you can help out the channel by just taking your finger and poking it in the eye of the like button. You might as well hit the notification bell and the subscription button while you're down there as well. So is this really a problem? Well, a lot of financial analysts have been monitoring the situation with Generation X and its finances, and what they found might be a bit concerning. Recent studies have shown that nearly half of Generation X has not prioritized their savings. The mere concept of retirement is stressing them out, and even those who are contributing to their 401ks, many of them have taken out loans or liquefied their accounts in order to pay for other expenses. Now, when we were in our late 20s and early 30s, this wouldn't be such a big deal. But now, as we're getting older, we're moving into our 40s and 50s as a generation, and that creeping, looming thing about retirement and your 60s, and I'm gonna be old, and health problems, and all of this stuff, and all that crap that we ate, especially if you were into the music scenes of the 90s, if you were a raver in particular, and all that ecstasy that you did, and all those brain cells you killed, might be coming up in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, and you're gonna need a lot of medical help. It's honestly, seriously speaking though, it is a big concern that a lot of us are starting to stress about. Most Gen Xers claim that unexpected expenses like dealing with house problems or automobile repairs or stuff like that is one of the biggest factors that's preventing them from really preparing for retirement. Other factors include credit card debt, of course, and just paying the monthly bills. All of that is preventing them from being able to save up any money. And that's not even taking into account the fact that they've got to incur the cost of sending their kids to college. We all know about the student loan debt crisis hitting the millennials, but it's also hitting the Gen Xers, who are their parents, who may also be going into debt, sending these kids to school, or just spend a lot of money that they could have saved up for retirement, sending their kids to school. And you also have to add in the fact that a lot of millennials are staying home a lot longer to a lot later in life than we did and our parents' generation did, and all of this is debt that's piling up on Generation X. Let's also take that into account too, that Generation X, almost as much, maybe more so than millennials, do a lot of this social media fake lifestyle stuff, which is basically people who spend all of their time constructing this image of themselves on social media so other people can go, oh, look at what they did. Hey, look what I did. Hey, look what you did. Hey, look what I did. And a lot of that stuff is fake. And a lot of that stuff is them probably, when I see it now, is I see a lot of people who are spending money who I know personally don't have the money to go on the trips and buy the things that they're buying because they complain to me about the fact that they don't have money. And then I see them on social media with all these pictures of this stuff, and I'm like, why did you do that? I've literally known people who haven't worked in years. They have 3, 4, 5 kids. They're renting this house that they really can't afford. They're racking up all of this debt. And even at this point, they are still looking at the most expensive things, the most complicated, impractical things to go out and buy with money that I don't know where they're getting it from. Well, we know where they're getting it from. They're just going into more debt. It's almost like blindingly insane sometimes when I see some of this stuff. Others just make terrible money decisions and have always had terrible money decisions. Don't know what credit is really for, and they just keep maxing it out and then pay a little bit off just so they can go max it out again on something else that they really don't need, because the important thing is for them to live the lifestyle. So what? I'm gonna YOLO. I'll make it back later. Well, later is now. You know, when we were in our 20s, you could do that. is fine because, yeah, later, but we're not in our 20s anymore. We're in our 40s and our 50s. So, yeah, it's time to stop doing that. If you're over 40 and you're still doing that crap, stop. There are a lot of us, too, probably just counting on our baby boomer parents to kick the bucket and just leave us all their money so we don't have to worry about it, and that'll go into retirement. Truth be told, that money might not cover you in retirement. And look, we've talked about this before on this channel. You probably heard it if you watched any other good personal finance channels. If you have bad money habits, getting more money is not going to improve your bad money habits. It's just going to give you more money to make an even bigger mess with. So what should Gen Xers do to start correcting this trend, which not too many years from now could get to the point of being too late? The first and foremost thing I would do is to draw down that lifestyle. You may have lived beyond your means before and it was okay again because you can kind of kick it down the road, but there's not much road to kick it down anymore. So drawing down, maybe not living in that expensive apartment, or maybe you want to downsize your house and get a smaller house if you can. Maybe instead of buying a new car every 3 or 4 years, you try to make your car extend as long as you can. Ride that thing into the ground so you don't have a new car payment. Why get a new car payment when the car you had will definitely last another 5 or 6 years, and that $200, $300, $400, $500, $600, sometimes $800 car payment for people who don't make enough money to cover that can go, instead of to you spending all your money on that car, deposit it, spend it on investing, and then you'd have a lot more money in 5 years than having a car at the end of that 5 years that then you have to get rid of and then just get a new car to spend more money on. And this is not to say that there's anything with enjoying your lifestyle. Everybody should enjoy the lifestyle, but you have to understand the lifestyle that you actually can have as opposed to the one that you're trying to have. And that's kind of the bad thing with loans and credits. And that's part of the trap that you get set into with some of these credit card companies and some of these banks that are counting on you to do that because that's how they make money off of you. You know, a lot of times we go on and on about how the system is rigged and all of this stuff and the banks and this and that and the third, but we do it. We're the ones that give them that by living beyond our means, and then we get angry about it as if we can't help it. I have to have all of this stuff. No, you don't. You're also gonna have to think about your child's education. In fact, I know many Gen Xers who are still dead set on their kids going to college, and they force their kids to go to college, and you're going to college and all this other stuff. And it's kind of like our parents are speaking through us. But it's a new dynamic nowadays. College might not be the best thing for every millennial to go to. In fact, it's a difference from the old days where, you know, a semester at a decent university would cost you $5,000 or less. You could probably pay that back in a number of years. These kids today, they're racking up hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt going to college, and for something that they might not even be prepared for. Here's the thing, if your kid is more interested in dyeing their hair a strange color or twerking or their Instagram page, and they're not really focused on, hey, I need to go to college to learn how to essentially take care of myself in the real world, it might not be a good idea for you to go chucking out $20,000 a year for them to basically party and to fail all their classes. Plus, trade schools might be a better fit. A lot of stuff that you learn or you need to know to have a lot of these high-paying jobs, you can learn online for free and then build your own portfolio up and then have that portfolio out there and people can see that you already know how to do the work, and then you can get hired from that regardless of the fact that maybe you didn't go to the fanciest university. We already have the proof that you can do the work. So especially for things like office jobs, technology, advertising, stuff like that, if you've already got a portfolio that you built on your own, a lot of companies will hire you. In fact, some of the most famous billionaires in the world, Elon Musk and Zuckerberg and all those guys, have said, you know, if they really don't care about your degree, can you do the work? And one of the big things you can do, especially if you're a Gen Xer who's starting to think about this stuff and starting to get a little bit stressed and worried about it, if you're not contributing to your company's 401k and your company's 401k has matching, and if you're not doing it, you are making a huge mistake. Think about it like this. You get a salary, and then you can put your money in this 401k, which is part of your salary, and it's also tax-free, by the way, or in some cases it can be tax-free. But in addition to that, your company is going to give you matching money to what you put in there, so you're getting more money than your salary actually is, and then that's all going over here. So when you retire, with any kind of a decent growth rate on that account, you'll have a lot more money. So if you're not maxing it out, or you're not even using out matching at all for your company's 401k, if they offer one, do so immediately. So there is hope for Generation X. It's not all doom and gloom. You know, remember, again, we're in our 40s-ish, 50s-ish. There's still about 15, 20 years, and you can accrue a lot of money in 15 and 20 years if you invest. You're just gonna have to tighten up your purse strings, be a little bit smarter about how you're managing your money, and then actually learn how money actually works, as opposed to what we were told the way it works, which was completely wrong. Again, don't rely on your parents leaving you money, because even at that, as we've already started to see now, you know, with the government spending all this money, that money's probably going to be worth less in the future, again, if you're not investing it. So inflation is a concern, student debt is a concern, all of these expenses are a concern, and of course your health is also a concern, because as you get older, you're going to need money for your health care. And with financial education and channels like this, and people taking more of an interest in it, and the recent surge of people investing in the stock market because of apps like Robinhood and Webull and so on and so forth, which of course you can get free stocks down below by signing up to one of those using my affiliate links. With all of the advent of that in cryptocurrency, there is a lot of opportunity, even if you are a Gen Xer, that it's not too late. You're not too old. Hopefully the trend of people getting more and more involved in their own personal finances, especially among Generation X, continues, so we don't have a financial crisis in 20 or 25 years where we have a bunch of elderly people who have no savings, who, unlike the baby boomers, have no pensions, and then we have the millennials who might not have enough money to be able to cover us in the future. That all could be a scary reality that we definitely do not want to see. Well, now that I've scared the crap out of you, no, I'm kidding. It's not that bad. We can learn how to take care of this. The Generation X will learn how to take care of their own financial future and not put the burden on their children, and not have to rely on the baby boomers to take care of us in our older ages. But you can start that journey now if you are a Gen Xer who wants to get started on that. You can look down in the description box below and get 2 free stocks from Webull. And you can also get some free crypto from BlockFi or Celsius by using the affiliate links down below. And of course, Amazon is a great place to get some entertainment, even though a lot of people hate Jeff Bezos, but there's some free stuff there that you can get. Learn how to get some free stuff from Jeff Bezos and Amazon by using those links down in the description box. Again, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time here on Wrestling Finance for more personal finance videos and how to fix things and smashing like buttons and not living beyond your means. Thank you guys for watching very much. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.